Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya ji has joined online.
I'm sorry.
So we can go this way. We all are facilities. To really realize that this initiative by Powergrid is going to serve lakhs and lakhs of people to be comfortable when they come to NIMHANS, when they seek consultation, and sometimes even on an outpatient basis a lot of consultations can be given. It helps with that. I must also say that we are indeed extremely grateful to our President of NIMHANS as well as the Honorable Cabinet Minister for Health and Family Welfare and Chemical and Fertilizers, Dr. Mansukh Mandaviya ji. He is extremely supportive in all our programs, and today he will be addressing us online as he was not able to come for this program. I wanted to say, sir, that we have a lot of CSR, beginning of CSR initiatives. And I do know that in addition to the Power Grid, there are several others. For example, KPTCL also, we have requested them for some, additional CSR. And we hope that through the CSR, we will be able to help many, many more patients who come. NIMHANS is trying to expand its services. We are hoping to have a new outpatient facility, to revamp our casualty facilities so that more people can be seen, to develop a North campus for polytrauma in Kalsanhalli, and we hope that these dreams will be realized. This is the 70th year of the All India Institute of Mental Health, the first mental health postgraduate institution in the country. 50 years of the formation of the National Institute of Mental Health and Neurosciences. So it's a very, very important year. We also hope to have a museum of the brain and mind so that young people will be interested in the mind, not only to understand it, but also know how to take care of their brain and mind so that they do not have problems later in life. So we have a lot of these initiatives, and in this, the contribution of the Power Grid is deeply appreciated.
ಕೇಂದ್ರದ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸಚಿವರು ಮನ್ಸುಖ್ ಮಾಂಡವಿಯಾ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗಿದ್ದರು. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೆದಿದ್ರೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಇದರ ಲೋಕಾರ್ಪಣೆಗೊಳ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹಿಂದೆ ಇರುವಂಥ ಶಕ್ತಿ. ಕೇಂದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ನ್ಯೂ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿನ್ಯೂವಬಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಐತಿಹಾಸಿಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು, ಹೊಸ ಆಯಾಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ರಚಿಸುವಂಥ ಬಹಳ ದೂರದೃಷ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂಥ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳಾದಂಥ ಆರ್ ಕೆ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಸರ್ಕಾರದ ಹಿರಿಯ ಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು, ಹಲವಾರು ದಶಕಗಳಿಂದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿರುವಂಥ ಕೆ ಜೆ ಜಾರ್ಜ್ ಅವರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಗೌರವ್ ಗುಪ್ತಾ ಅವರು, ನಿಮ್ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ನ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಪ್ರವೀಣಾ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಮೇಡಮು, ನೆರೆದಿರುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆತ್ಮೀಯರು. ನಿಮ್ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದ ಒಂದು ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು. ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಅದು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ. ನಾನು ಪಾರ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಬಾರಿ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಎಂಪಿಗಳನ್ನು ಭೇಟಿ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಒಡಿಸ್ಸಾದಿಂದ, ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬೆಂಗಾಲ್ನಿಂದ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನ ಎಂಪಿಗಳು, ಸರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಯೆನ್ಸಿಯಿಂದ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ತಾವು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೊಂದು ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಉಳಿಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಜಾಗ ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಡಿ, ನಮಗೊಂದು ಸಹಾಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಬರುವಂಥ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಹ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಟ್ರೂಲಿ a national institution, an institution of national importance, because the people that NIMHANS is serving to is not just restricted to people of Bangaluru and Karnataka, but people from all over the country come to this city, come to the institution for support. R.K. Singh ji, I was mentioning earlier in Kannada that whenever I meet with MPs from, especially from West Bengal, from Odisha, from UP, many of them come up to me and ask me for some help in admissions to NIMHANS, help in accommodation for patients when they come here as caretakers. And not a day goes by when either my office or I do not trouble Director Ma'am or the office asking for the impossible. how so much ever we try to create infrastructure in NIMHANS, it is always a challenge to meet the growing demands. And sir, when you will see the building and you will also get to see the patients, you will notice that 99% of the patients come from the poorest of the economic backgrounds. And they would have traveled literally thousands of kilometers to come here for lack of similar medical infrastructure and facilities in places like West Bengal. So when they come here, like Pratima ji was mentioning, the family comes with, the patient is accompanied by their family, and many a times they come to my office or the local MLA's office asking for some help in accommodation for a few days. In fact, there are a couple of lodges and PGs in BTM layout with whom we have like a permanent arrangement to help them stay when they come here for treatment. But we can only help a few people in a private capacity. So this Vishram Sadan was very much needed acutely, and this is going to be serving lakhs of citizens, lakhs of hospital visitors in the coming years. This was a very important gap that needed to be filled here in our campus. On behalf of the people of Bangalore, on behalf of the people and the staff of NIMHANS, sir, I thank you, and I thank the Powergrid Corporation of India for this very, very important infrastructure addition that you have made for us. The Prime Minister's vision has been the upliftment of the poor. Over the last few days during the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, whether it is in Madiwala, whether it is in Lakkasandra, whether it is in Ijipura, whether it is in Siddhapura, wherever we have gone, the beneficiaries have very gratefully recollected the life-changing initiatives of the Prime Minister as regards health and welfare. Whether it is the Jan Aushadhi Kendras, whether it is Ayushman Bharat coverage, whether it is the Jeevan Jyoti Bima insurance coverage, whether it is the reduction in stents, the prices of stents and such other medications and such other requirements, the initiative of the Prime Minister to help young women, young mothers under the Poshan Abhiyan, all of these the people of the city are gratefully thanking and remembering the Prime Minister for. So it is in this context that Powergrid Corporation has come forward and has exercised its corporate social responsibility by adding a very critical health infrastructure for the city. I once again thank you, sir, and I thank the whole team for this very valuable addition to our infrastructure on behalf of people of NIMHANS and people of Karnataka and Bangalore. Thank you, sir.
This lot of patients are coming. There's a little bit of hesitant to come NIMHANS because, everybody thinks somebody goes to NIMHANS, they got a serious mental problem or the thing. Nowadays, that is not the case. That earlier it might have been the case. Now, this depression started. Even the young people are suffering for little bit of disorder, mental disorder. They don't want to come. That's why I request the director, we have to start some other places also for the young people to come. And this is not a major disorder in their mental health. I was told, I'm not an expert in the things, I'm not a doctor, but I was told this can be easily treated and with the psychiatric advice or the timely treatment, we can cure it. That's why we should think about the thing. Today, along with the minister, I visited two. One is Indian Institute of Science as well as NIMHANS. These two institutions, the pride of India, the thing. Today, I congratulate the Honorable Central Minister R.K. Singh ji and his Power Corporation or Power Grid Corporation people to come forward and help these two institutions to strengthen their activities. I think the CSR fund has done a lot of good thing for India. In my constituency, we have used the CSR fund and upgraded all 28 government schools with giving all infrastructure, including smart classrooms. We constructed a school. We provided building for the college, because in my constituency there is no government college, the private colleges are there. But you know, the common man, it is very expensive to send their children to these private institutions. They are also doing a good job. I don't say they are not doing, but the fees are a little bit of unaffordable to the common man. That's why we thought of this thing. And I'm also running one trust. The outpatient department was there. We had dialysis center, about 10 missions we put. After COVID, that we have stopped it. Now, from the government, we are constructing a multi-specialty hospital. After it's completed within 3-4 months, we thought of shifting all this dialysis center to there. Why I told the CSR fund, I think earlier I had not heard about the government private sector institutions coming forward, helping these type of institutions. That's why I congratulated the minister and his colleagues to come back. I think director told about CSR from KPTCL. Our additional chief secretary Gaurav Gupta is there. Please, Gaurav, think about it, because when they are doing such a good work, whatever little we can do, definitely we'll try to do it. Today I am an energy minister. I am grateful to our central energy minister, R.K. Singh ji. When I met him, he helped us. We had a big problem of power shortage. All of a sudden, the demand has gone double, and there was a monsoon failure, so that our hydro resources all become 50% capacity. And also the same way we closed down our thermal plants for annual maintenance. And the solar also, because of the monsoon, rain was not there, but cloud was there. The production has gone down. And in the meantime, there was no wind also. In that situation, but we didn't, any power cut we are introduced to the industry for domestic or essential anything. Only the irrigation field, pump sets, we are reduced 2 hours. Instead of 7 hours, we started giving 2 hours. Also, wherever they needed, the crop was ready to cut out. That time we started. Then I went to the central minister, told him this is a problem which we are facing. He was kind enough to immediately grant about 350 megawatt of power to Karnataka. And also, earlier days, there was no demand at all. That's why we didn't take our part of Kudige, that's a thermal plant in North Karnataka. Then they allotted to the Delhi. Then that also we requested here. Now, the thing, what he suggested, why can't you go for Kusum B and C? I think that that program was there for 4-5 years. But because of the no shortage, our people never thought about it. Now we have started. We wanted to solarize these substations. And wherever the farmers is there, we wanted to give this power to them. That also central government and state government is giving full support to that. We are pioneers in the solar thing. Or I told in the Indian Institute of Science also, we are pioneers in the electricity production also. You know, when Visheshwara ji was there, Mysore Maharaja was there, we started the first hydro and also transmission of electricity we started in those days. At the same way, now we are pioneers in the solar also, wind also, and we are thinking about starting green hydrogen as well as pump storage and all the things. All the things we need the support of central government as well as I request our young MP, Dynamic, you also put the thing, influence in the central and get it. Our state government under the leadership of Sidramaya ji and also Deputy Chief Minister Shiv Kumar, he was the energy minister. We are all there to help the people. I think in the future we need more demand to power. Then only the prosperity will come. We are shortage, okay, that's okay, but the power consumption should go up. Then only any country or state is going to prosperity. With these few words, once again I thank all of you for your dedicated work. Thank you very much.
Dr. Power, Karnataka. Mr. Tejasvi Surya, the Member of Parliament, my colleague in Parliament. Prathima Murthy, the Director of NIMHANS. Mr. Gupta, the Assistant Chief Secretary, Power, Karnataka. Mr. Dwivedi, the Director, Powergrid. Ladies and gentlemen, the speakers before me have said so, but I reiterate, this activity of CSR done by Powergrid, not only here but at 5 other locations, I think of all the, if you compare this with all other CSR activities, I think this is one activity which is something which gives the most satisfaction because it helps the poorest of the poor. There are millions of people who cannot afford to go to the private sector, who do not have the money to get themselves treated. The government hospitals are there for them. But then the problem is, as Dr. Murthy said, that in our culture, when somebody goes for treatment, the family goes with. He does not have, he or she, the patient does not have one attendant. The patient has 2 or 3 attendants. And that is natural. That's how we live. And just imagine such families coming to a city like Bangalore from remote corner in Bihar or Bengal or wherever. And can you imagine them trying to find a location to stay? And how difficult it will be? How unaffordable it will be? And that is what happens. And this helps them. This helps the poorest of poor. This helps those who need help. That is the great thing about this particular activity, CSR activity, that it helps people who need help. And the awareness of people having mental health issues is increasing. The stigma attached to it is going away. Earlier, even now, even now, families hesitate, to confess that any child or any member of the family has any mental issue. They hesitate to come forward, even now. Now that has to go. In other countries, there is absolutely no hesitation going and seeking help, and seeking counseling. In our country, that's not so. It has to happen, it has to come. And you will see the load on institutions like NIMHANS increasing multifold. Now, this is something which is true. I mean, even in the well-off state of society, this hesitation to, accept that yes, there is some mental issue and we need to take help and that it can be addressed. Now, this awareness is, not really spread across the affluent society, let alone the poorer people. Now, when it spreads across the societies, the load on institutions like NIMHANS will actually increase manyfold. And, we need many more NIMHANS, across the country. We need to multiply our institutions, which we shall do. Our government shall do that. We multiplied institutions across the country, and we decided that we'll construct all India institutes in every state. We've done that. In some states, we've constructed 2 All India Institutes of Medical Sciences. So similarly, we've decided that we'll construct medical colleges in every district, and we've done that. We've constructed medical colleges in every district of the country. If any district is left out, that means the construction is waiting to happen. So we are expanding capacities. We have a program for expanding the district hospitals and strengthening the district hospitals. So we are doing that. But we are catching up. It's just catching up. We not yet able to meet the whole demand, the whole load. But we are getting there. Now this, of course, is priority. The first priority of any government is to make sure that its people get the treatment which they need. And this government has that. So strengthening the medical sector, strengthening the government health sector is one. The other, of course, is the Ayushman Bharat card. Giving an insurance of 5 lakhs for every poor family. And this also has been a great, great success. And now the poor families don't need to get further into debt if somebody falls in. So this Ayushman Bharat card is also helping the poor family. Now, we are getting there. As a country, we are getting there. We are getting to a place where people don't need to actually get into debt if some family member falls sick. And in this endeavor, our companies will always come forward and help. All the companies under the Minister of Power will always come forward and help. In our sector, we have, of course, sort of ensured universal access. We have ensured that the availability of power in rural areas has gone up from 12 hours in 2015 to about 22 hours today, and about 23 and a half hours in urban areas. And a large part of that, a large role in that has been played by the Powergrid, the institution which has done this. We've constructed almost about 190,000 circuit kilometers of transmission lines, connected the whole country to one grid. We are the single largest integrated grid in the world, is our grid, running on one frequency, with one central road dispatch center. And a large role in that has been played by Powergrid. It's one of the, as pointed out, it's one of the biggest transmission companies in the world, and it's one of the most profit-making transmission companies in the world. So it's been doing very well. It has state-of-the-art transmission systems, 765 HVDC, 800 HVDC. So that is the status of transmission systems here. Our transmission systems are very modern. And that is that which has helped us to ensure that electricity reaches every village, every home, and we will ensure that the electricity reaches every village and every home. So congratulations, Powergrid, you've done well, and I really feel, as the Minister for Power, I really feel a huge sense of satisfaction that we are able to come out and help in areas where help is necessary. I also want to tell the Honorable Minister for Power from Karnataka, that we are there to help. The central government is always there. So whatever power requirement is there, we shall always provide. That's our job. And we will not be found wanting. So whatever quantum of power is necessary, we shall provide that. Karnataka has been doing well in the power sector. It has expanded its renewable energy capacities hugely. It has to expand its capacity, the thermal capacities more. That's what I have communicated, because the demand is growing. The demand across the country is growing. Our demand grew from 136,000 megawatts in 2014 to 243,000 megawatts, an increase of 100,000 megawatts in just about 9 years. That's an increase of 70% in 9 years. And then no other country has experienced this increase. That's a good thing, because that means that our economy is growing. And we have met that demand. We met that peak demand, and we'll continue meeting that peak demand because they're adding capacity. We already added about 180,000 megawatts. Now we have under construction about 99,000 megawatts of renewable energy. We have about 18,000 megawatts of hydro under construction, plus 24,000 megawatts is going to come under construction. We have almost about 18,000 megawatts of nuclear which is under different stages of construction. 27,000 megawatts of thermal is under construction, but we are increasing that to about 87,000 megawatts of thermal, which is going to come under construction. So we have huge capacity under construction because we need that capacity. Our demand is growing at about, they grew at 9% last year, and this year, up till now, it has been growing at 10%. So a huge country with a demand growing like that, we will make sure that we meet that demand. That is our pledge. And we have been meeting that demand, we shall continue to do so. Because without electricity, nothing grows. Nothing runs without electricity. You won't have any lights or fans or air conditioners, your lifts won't run, your ventilators won't run, nothing will run, no industry will run. Without electricity, there is no growth. So to ensure growth, we have to have electricity, and that is our job. We shall provide that electricity. Let there be no mistake. We have been doing it, and we are a different country now. Now we have universal access, and our power systems are comparable with the best in the world. So absolutely, we are in a different place altogether. I want to conclude by congratulating Powergrid once again, and I'm quite certain that they will continue this activity and see as to which are the other hospitals where such facilities are needed, and we shall provide those facilities in other hospitals as well. Thank you very much.
Vishram Sadan's building.
Thank you.
So now all the dignitaries and the cabinet ministers will be arriving at Powergrid's Vishram Sadan.